Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This is a short power flow, so just a great class to give you a boost of energy in the morning. We're going to build up some internal heat and just build up a little bit of strength as well, but rest assured, I always allow for poses that stretch and encourage flexibility because that's also a wonderful way to set ourselves up for the day. No props required. I'd say this is more of an intermediate level class, and we're going to start seated, but I'm going to extend my right leg out. So left foot to the inside, right leg opening out towards the long edge of your mat. And we're going to start with a side bend from here. So both sit bones anchored on the mat, lifting up tall. Reach your left arm all the way up and over. So I'm not really going towards my toes. I'm reaching a little bit more further back. So you probably won't be going super far down into this one. We're more so just trying to lengthen through the left side of our waist. Relax your head, relax your neck. Keep stretching and reaching out through that left arm. And then inhale lifts you all the way up. You're going to bring your left hand back behind you, a little baby wild thing. Right arm is going to reach all the way up and back as you press and lift the hips up. So a little bit of a back bend, a little bit of a side bend. And as your hips come down, this time you're going to rotate your chest over towards that right leg. And since it's our first real big stretch this morning, just make this a passive forward fold. If you need to bend into your right knee, that's perfectly fine. Relax your arms, relax your upper body, your neck, your head. And take 5 slow, steady breaths here. So getting a nice stretch through those right hamstrings, but also along the spine. Deep breath in through the nose and out. Use arm strength and hands pushing into the mat to slowly roll all the way up. And we'll go do the same thing over to the other side. So this time I'm going to bend my right knee. I'm going to extend my left leg out to the side here. And you're kind of just widening your knees away from one another, starting with our side bend. Right arm extends up and reach it all the way over. So not rolling forward here. Instead, think of leaning further back. Notice if you're clenching through your jaw. Before we start to build up that heat, we're really just checking in from head to toe, lengthening things out. Coming all the way up, baby wild thing, right hand goes back behind you, reach your left arm up and over, press up through your hips. And as your hips come down, face your chest over towards your left leg and left knee, a passive forward fold. Just let gravity take you down into this pose. You can definitely bend into your left knee. Don't worry about how far down you're folding, especially first thing in the morning. Less is more. Two more cycles of breath here. And walk the hands in. Lifting up, coming onto hands and knees. We'll start to build up a little bit of heat. I'm going to walk my hands a couple inches past my shoulders. Shift your hips forward so you're in this modified plank pose. We're going to exhale to lower down. Inhale, push yourself back up, and then exhale, press the hips back into a modified child's pose. So I'm not able to go all the way down, and we're going to do quite a few of these. So inhale, ripple forward through to that modified plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale up and exhale, press. Keep going here. So the elbows are staying in while we lower. So it's more like a chaturanga push-up as opposed to a traditional styled push-up. Lower belly hugs in. And if you want to just do every other one, that's okay as well. We're going to do 4 more. So into that plank, lower, push up, stretch it back. And let's do this last one here. Push and hold in wide-legged child's pose, big toes together, knees apart, fold on down. It might feel good to press your palms together, bend the elbows, and bring your thumbs to the back of the neck, just to stretch through those triceps that we've worked quite a bit here. And we're really not here very long. This is a short class, so take one more breath. And let's release. Downward facing dog, hands shoulder width distance apart. Lift your hips up and back. In your downward facing dog, go ahead and come forward into your plank pose, shoulders over your wrists, and lift your right leg up just to hold. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into your 3-legged dog, right leg extends up, bend your right knee, open up your hip, squeeze into that glute to lift the knee up even higher. Virabhadrasana 2, your warrior 2. Step that right foot forward, back foot spins parallel to the shorter edge of your mat. Think of squeezing that right knee open. Coming into humble warrior from here. Interlace your hands behind your lower back. Roll your shoulders back. Try to lift your knuckles off of your tailbone and then dive down to the inside of that right thigh, lifting the knuckles. Keep a deep, generous bend into that right knee. One more breath in this pose. Push your feet into the floor to come all the way up. Open the arms. Step to the top of the mat. Utkatasana into your chair pose. Hands at the heart. Big toes together. Heels about an inch or so apart. Any arm variation that you'd like here. Sink down a little bit deeper. And now here's the challenge. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to come from here into Navasana, boat pose. So delicately lower yourself down. Hips come down to the mat. Legs lift up. You can do straight legs. I'm just going to keep my knees bent. Open up through your chest. Cross at the ankles. Plant your hands. Downward facing dog. And you're welcome to just hang out in your down dog, or you can take a flow. Inhale, plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale into your cobra. And downward facing dog. Setting ourselves up for the second side. From your downward dog, shift forward into plank pose. Go ahead and lift that left leg just a couple inches off the mat. Holding. Squaring off through those hips. 3-legged dog, lift that left leg up, bend your left knee, open up your hip. Warrior 2, left foot steps forward between the hands to the top of the mat. Back foot spins parallel to the shorter edge of your mat. Open up your arms, sink those hips down. And interlace the more unusual way this time, so the other thumb on top. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, straighten the elbows, lift your knuckles off of your tailbone, and then dive to the inside of that left leg. Reaching your arms up and over, big shoulder stretch. Keep pushing into your back foot so it's not just your left leg doing all of the work here. Push the feet into the mat. Inhale, lift on up. Open the arms, hands at the heart, chair pose, stepping to the top of the mat. Big toes together, heels are apart. Choose your arm variation, hug in through the midline. Hands together, we're coming back to Navasana, our boat pose. So slowly with control, coming down, lifting our legs up. You can also just hold on to the back of your thighs. If you're just working on boat pose, we're really trying to roll our shoulders back, expanding through the chest. And crossing at the ankles. Let's find downward facing dog, stepping it back. Maybe taking your vinyasa from here. Inhale and exhale. Cobra or your upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And let's just step our right foot forward to the top of the mat. Find a little low lunge here. Back knee comes down. Open up through your chest. Just stretching through those hip flexors after boat pose. I know for me that feels really nice. And just a down dog, we'll switch and do the same thing to the other side. So from down dog, this time left foot steps forward, right knee comes down, up onto your fingertips. Our last downward facing dog. Stretch everything out and you can widen your feet. Walk your hands towards the back of the mat. Find a ragdoll forward fold so you can hold onto your elbows, maybe sway a little side to side. And letting go of any tension in your body, slowing down your heart rate. Release your hands down to the mat, bend your knees, and just come to take a seat. You can be cross-legged or kneeling, whatever feels good to you here. We're just going to do one more little twist. So you can bring your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you, open through your chest. Twisting the other way, right hand to your left knee, left hand back behind you. All the way back through to center. Circle the arms all the way up. Inhale. Hands come together at the front of the heart. Exhale. And let's close this morning practice by chanting Om one time together. We'll inhale to chant. Breathe in. Inhale. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing this short power flow. I know I certainly feel that heat that we've created in not too long at all. If you'd like to do more of these powerful morning practices, I do have quite a few of them on my channel and inside my mobile app. So I will link to those down below. Please subscribe and hopefully we'll practice again together maybe tomorrow morning.